All right, here we are, LRM Online. Here we are, LRM Online. Is or isn't he? Is Chris Evans coming back as Captain America? Good evening, Itepukuian, right here with you from the Place to Be Reviews. Thank you for joining me again. I have to ask right up front, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I was at 482 last night, woke up at 478 again, got back up to 479, dropped back to 478. YouTube is really screwing with me here. They're trying to hold your boy down. So be sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. So this article dropped about an hour ago. LRM Online seems to refute the reports by Deadline stating that Evans is back as Captain America. I'm going to read through this, give you my thoughts along the way. Chris Evans back, with WandaVision dropping in just a few hours, which I'll be reviewing for the channel. That'll be available tomorrow, both episodes. MCU news and rumors are flying around the internet like crazy. Let's throw some gasoline on this fire, shall we? It was reported by multiple outlets today, including Deadline, that Chris Evans is in negotiations to reprise his role as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America. Last we saw Cap, he was returning from his alternate timeline adventures as an old man in Avengers Endgame. After returning all of the Infinity Stones and Mjolnir to their original timelines, Steve made a pit stop in an alternate timeline in which we saw Peggy Carter working for S.H.I.E.L.D. in the 1970s. Presumably, Steve settled down in this timeline with Peggy and lived out the life he dreamed of. Maybe he even popped out a few kids. Wouldn't it be her that popped out a few kids? Who cares? We know nothing of this timeline because Steve himself, when asked about it by Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, replied with what is now one of the more famous memes to come from that film. Old Man Steve's appearance at the end of the film was confusing for some fans. Had Steve gone back to the timeline seen before, or did he choose a different point in the 1940s or 50s? Did he go back and create an alternate branching timeline in which the events of subsequent films never happened? Hopefully he did that with Captain Marvel. It's implied that Peggy got married at some point and had kids, but she had a photo of Steve on her desk at Camp Lee. Was her husband Future Steve? Was Future Steve at her funeral in Captain America Civil War? Somewhere in the background with a hoodie and sunglasses on? The mind reels thinking about time travel, but as we know, Back to the Future is bullshit. Turns out maybe this rumor is too. Late this afternoon, Evans himself seemingly refuted the rumors via his own Twitter account. He said, "That's news to me." Shrug emoji. Are we buying this, or is it another smokescreen by Marvel? After all, Steve gave up his shield to Sam, and there's a whole show about his adventures with Bucky coming. Famously, Evans announced he was hanging up the shield after his original 6-film deal with Marvel was finished. Of course, Evans appeared in cameos in both Spider-Man Homecoming and Thor: The Dark World. He obviously is a good sport, but what would it take to have Cap back permanently? If Disney backs the Brinks truck up to Evans' house like they did for Robert Downey Jr., would he come out of retirement? Who knows? If this is all a rumor, at least the internet had fun with it. So my takeaway from all of this is that we're not going to know anything, because you know how Marvel, Kevin Feige, they like to operate. They like to play things close to the vest, try to avoid those leaks as much as possible, although there are some scoopers who sometimes hit these right on the nose. This, though, is interesting. This is an interesting dichotomy because we thought Captain America was done. He chose the life with Peggy in Endgame, which, kind of closed out his story arc. He passed the mantle on to Sam for the upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier show. I'm not sure what to think right now. Deadline reported on it. Deadline's usually pretty accurate. I've never heard of LMR.com before, but I chose that article because it was the latest one released. Seemed to be an opposite point of, oh yeah, it's a done deal. But like I said, I'm just reporting on an article I found. I'm acknowledging the fact that Deadline and many other trades have reported that Evans is back in the MCU conditionally for one movie with an option open for a second, and odds are it will be along the lines of the Robert Downey Jr. role in Captain America Civil War and then Spider-Man Homecoming. Or we could be completely off base here, and it could be a full-blown semi-lead role in one property, and then, kind of steps back in the second. But who knows? Only time will tell where they're going to go with this, and if Evans is indeed back. I know there's some MCU fans left out there. Chris Evans, I know, acknowledged he is a weird guy on Twitter. You know what I'm talking about. I don't personally follow him. That's why I didn't really see this report until it started to hit the trades. And I was busy all day working, so I could not get this video done then. But I just wanted to give my thoughts on it and kind of talk to you about where I think he would fit in now, which is, it's very difficult. There was rumblings about the Nomad angle, which I believe they used that title for him in the comics at one point, which a lot of people have been Nomad through the course of the books. So we'll see where they take this, if it goes anywhere, if it's just a rumor. I don't know right now, but we'll have to wait and see, I suppose, as we'll learn more in the coming days and months. Who knows what property he's even going to go into? I mean, his role in an upcoming Avengers movie seems to be a shoo-in, but how soon are they going to do the next Avengers movie? There's rumors that could be, 4 or 5 years down the road, which I don't think they should wait that long to do another Avengers movie. The way the shows have been delayed, the movies have been pushed back, so who knows where Evans is going to land, if anywhere. This is merely just speculation at this point, as we seem to have conflicting reports. The major trade saying he's back. Now this LMR saying that we don't know exactly because of his response on Twitter. So what do you guys think, though? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to bitch slap that like button for me if you'll do me that solid. And as I stated in the beginning of the video, please make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. Like I said, I've been having an issue with that. So hit that big button floating above me there. So join us tomorrow night for Fandom Menace Friday Night Live. Start your Fandom Menace Friday night right here at the Place to Be Reviews, because it's the place to be. Start with myself and my two co-hosts, Tony Tone Deaf and Commander Cody. Right here, our guest will be Flipped Out from the Fandom Collective, our featured creator for the week. Until then, and remember, if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. I'll catch you on the next one.